Hello everyone, my name is Pawel Maciejasz. I'm with Ottobock, and today I'm going to talk about patient benefits and user preferences for a novel energy storing and returning food that is Evanto from Ottobock. I would like to disclosure that myself and some other authors of this work are employees of Ottobock, and also Frank Platz and Jennifer Ernst received research funding grants from us. There are more than 400 types of prosthetic feet available. This is what my colleagues said to me. And now with Evanto, there is another one. What's so special about Evanto? Evanto has compact design. It has flat carbon plate that is actually a spring. This spring is supported at the two ends, and while walking during the rollover, it is loaded in the middle, and then at the end of the rollover phase, this energy is released. In the posterior part of the foot, there are two wedges. These wedges influence the forefoot and heel behavior, and they can be exchanged to adjust to individual user needs. This animation presents the energy flow while working with the Evanto. With blue color are components indicated that are being loaded, and with the green color the moments indicated when the energy is released. Here we see the heel strike and compression, then the spring is loaded, and at the push off the energy is released again. My colleagues, engineers, have compared the properties of that food with other state-of-the-art energy storing and returning feed, and they have shown that shock absorption, frontal flexibility, and torsion of this food is much higher than other energy storing and returning feed, and side effect flexibility is also slightly higher. We all know how difficult it is to convince somebody about the benefits of a new component in our field, and therefore we decided to compare the performance of that food with the performance of other established feed on the market. We performed a clinical study. The study was performed in Germany. We included 23 amputees, transtibial amputees, currently using energy storing and returning feed, and they had to be able to walk at least 500 meters without having to make a pause. In this study, we compared the performance and preference of the food with the everyday food of the study participants. So the feed that they were using are shown in the plot or to the right side. And in addition to those feet, which were, as you can see, are well-known prosthetic feet, we compared also with Prosthetic XC. So in addition to Evanto and everyday food, each of the study participants have also been using Proplex XC. We have selected this food as a comparator as it is an established, well-known energy storing and returning feed that applies a known C-shape principle of the carbon spring. By the way, on this photo, you see that there are both feet. Actually, there is the same food size, and we see that due to compact design of Evanto, the build height is much lower. In this study, we applied a randomized crossover design, meaning that each of study participants test all the study feed, but the order is randomized. We applied it to increase the study efficiency. At the end of the study, we asked each of the study participants to estimate, to assess the extent of meeting their prosthetic food needs by each of the tested feet. They are shown on this box and plot, box and whisker plot. On this, the scale is 0 to 10, so 10 meaning the full, the needs are fully met. We see that the highest score have been obtained by Evanto, and we also see that the whiskers are not widely spread, and the mean values are very high, between 8 and 10. So it means it shows that the participants were highly satisfied with that food. And in addition, we asked study participants to select the preferred food overall and for a number of individual activities. This list of the activities, this idea of estimation preference, we took from the publication of Sarah Morgan and her colleagues from 2018. I know it's quite complex plot, so what's important? Important first are the colors. The blue one indicates everyday food, the people preferring everyday food. In case if this is this food is other than Proplex XC, with yellow are those users who use Proplex XC as their everyday food, and they prefer that food. And the orange one are the people who has other everyday food, and for this particular item they prefer Proplex XC. The green color indicates people preferring Evanto, dark gray color people who had no preference, and light gray indicates people that have not performed the activity in question. So overall, you see that more than 50% of study participants, 55% of them have preferred Evanto. So it is a very impressive score if we consider that actually they have been fitted with well-known established feed that have been selected for their specific needs. And I'm not going to talk about all the situations. What is important, what you should look for. You should look for long green bars indicating where people prefer Evanto, and look for long bars with other colors. We see that for walking on inclines, declines, and over uneven terrain, very high number of people prefers Evanto, between 70 and 85% for walking on inclines. We also see that the ratio for walking quickly, ratio of the participants that prefer other feed for walking quickly is quite high, comparably high with other activities. There we have 35% in total of people preferring Proplex XC for this activity, which shows that Proplex XC is very good for it. In the same time, Evanto was preferred even by more people, by 55% of people for this activity. We also see that quite a lot of people who have tried walking in sand prefer Evanto and hardly any other food, similarly to getting in and out of a car. And we also see that for walking when carrying a heavy load, quite a few people would choose another food, either the everyday food or Prosthetic XC, and not Evanto. It seems to be related to high flexibility of Evanto that is not necessarily beneficial in this situation. We also evaluated the feet with the clinical test for perceived mobility plus M score. We see that the score with Evanto was higher than both of the score for everyday food and Prosthetic XC. That this difference between the everyday food and Evanto was statistically highly significant. And this is impressive if we realize that actually the median value of the study participant, the median T-score with the everyday food was above 60. And if we have a look in the user guide of this tool, we realize that T-score of 60 indicates that this score is better than the one of 84% of the total reference sample for this test. So we may say that our amputees, our study participants were highly mobile, and there were not many items with which they had difficulties to perform them. And despite of this fact, we still achieved statistically significant improvement. So to sum up, Evanto offers several benefits as compared to other carbon feet. Most striking is increased comfort while walking on uneven terrain and slopes. While with Evanto, mobility also significantly improved as compared to other state-of-the-art energy storing and returning feet. And there was high overall performance preference toward Evanto, and this was the most preferred food for each individual activity that we tested. Thank you very much for your attention.